To anyone that came across this message today, let the energy of 5555 flows into your life as a divine signal of profound transformation and alignment with your highest path. This is a call from heavenly realms to step into the fullness of your purpose, to shed old patterns, and to trust the infinite wisdom of the universe guiding your every step. The repeated presence of this sacred number is not a coincidence. When you see it, it's a message for you. Sometimes it starts repeating to you. Like in recent days, I've been seeing 555 all over the place. And when this starts happening to me, I know I'm being guided into a big transformation. And I'm just asking myself what I'm still repeating that doesn't resonate with me anymore. So when you start seeing it, it's a reminder for you of your power to co-create with the divine. It is a testament to the courage and resilience you hold as you navigate changes that are reshaping your reality. So my friend, listen to this. Just at this moment, let go of fear. Let go of fear, because you know there's a part of you that knows how to move through this phase. So let go of fear, for you are not alone in this journey. You have a guide within you, the inner guide, that stands beside you, surrounding you with love, courage, and clarity. So allow yourself to embrace the new beginning. Whatever you feel that is beginning right now for you, fully acknowledge it, fully embrace it, maybe reflect on it to make sure that it's not just something that is ending, it's also something that is beginning. And our mind often dwells into the past because that's how we protect ourselves. But if we actually focus on what is beginning, we prepare ourselves through excitement, through some gratitude. So allow yourself to embrace the new beginnings right now unfolding for you. Know that every shift, no matter how daunting it may seem, is paving the way for your soul's highest evolution. The time for hesitation has passed, my friend. It's time for you to step boldly forward with faith and know that miracles await you on the other side of change. You're supported, you're loved, and you're divinely protected. So I will give you 3 words to remember today, to really imprint them into your heart. And every time when you will find a hard time in your day, remember once again these 3 words. The first one is trust, the second one is release, and the third one is rise. Rise, my friend. So let's talk about this a little bit. What is trust at the times when you feel like everything is falling apart? Trust is knowing that when things fall apart, new things grow through them. And at these times, we shouldn't escape or avoid what's falling apart. We should see what we choose to grow through it, what we choose to plant in these phases. You need to understand that you're the only creature on this planet that can actually become aware of what you think. You're the only creature that can actually change the way you behave. You're the only creature that can actually choose to express yourself in infinite different ways. And when you know that when things are out of your control and you feel bad about it, it's only because they're pushing you inwardly to recognize what kind of self-expression, the creative act, the creative thinking could help you to see and to experience something new, something that can only be renewed through you. And trust then means that you just believe that your capabilities will create new results in your life. And as you learn to really be present in doing something new, you recognize that the way you've reacted back in the past to something hard is not so potent anymore. Now you became more patient with yourself. You became more kind to yourself. You've learned to release the tension and live more intentionally. And that is something that your inner guide will always encourage you to do. So usually when we start seeing 5s all over the place, number 5 it's a symbol of transformation. It's in the middle between 1 and 10. And you can look at from 1 to 5 and then from 5 to 10 as 2 cycles or 2 sides of the coin. When we move from one side to another, and then 10 is completion. And as we move from one part of the cycle to another, it feels like a big transformation. Sometimes, we go through many dark phases just so we can then experience the other side of it, which is many breakthroughs and miracles and blessings and new opportunities and relationships and all of that. And number 5 is reminding us, depends of where you are. If you've been through the darkness and you've started seeing 5 all over the place, it's a reminder for you, hey, there's the other side to what you're going through. There's the other side, which means, look, if it was hard and tough and dark, there's also a bright new beginning for you. There's a momentum of new manifestations for you. Not as a false hope, but as a byproduct of your doing, of all the changes you've been working hard on. And that's what trust means, to trust the current of life that is taking you forward. If you're not holding on to something from the past, but you're actually surrendering to it, to go into the future, to create with it, co-create with life, as you set that bright vision for you and you choose to recognize what is guiding you in this moment. Then you have release. Release is such a powerful word because to me it just reminds me to relax. And we have moments in our days where we are holding on tension. Maybe someone hurt you. Maybe something very tough happened to you. Someone disrespected you and you became angry, agitated, irritated, triggered, whatever. And you need to release it. And you just can't release it with saying I release it, right? We kind of need to recalibrate ourselves. We need to recognize, body is still an animal. What animals do when they come out of fight? They shake off, right? Have you seen dogs fighting or cats fighting? When they go apart, they shake their bodies. Why? Because your nervous system holds on to something because it was scared. And then when you start shaking it, you actually release this stagnation, this tension. You release it. So what is shaking off? Well, it's a workout. It's a run. It's a movement. It's going for a long walk. I prefer a run if it was something heavy. And then your mind will clear. Your body will experience more blood flow and more oxygen, and your brain will receive more of this blood flow and more oxygen. And what will happen? You will experience mental clarity. There will be more electricity available to the neurons in the brain. So information can exchange more clearly, more fluidly, which means thoughts will make more sense to you. Dopamine will arise. You will feel more focused, more alert, more present, and suddenly release will be just a natural sensation. It will not be an act of doing, it will be a byproduct of what you've done as you've shaked off the stress. That's why it's important to not forget about the vessel. Your vessel is where divine lives, where divine can express. itself. I told you, you're surrounded with love. You're surrounded with protection and guidance. But if you live your life in tension, you will never experience it so profoundly as you could. And once you do experience it, you will never live as you did. You will change. And that's something I want to give you. So the third word is rise. Rise, my friend. Rise, my friend. Know that you have wings no one can see but you. And I want you to see them, to notice them. What makes you feel like you can fly? When you lose yourself in this moment, in doing something you love, when you fall in love with the process of something, what gives you a sense like you can fly? 5 is a number of change. And sometimes we fall into stagnation because we've stopped changing. We've stopped doing something new. And when I say start doing something new, I don't mean to jump impulsively from one thing to another. You know what I mean? I mean, keep refreshing yourself. You see, I'm an artist and I'm playing with different styles. I'm trying different things, and sometimes I enjoy this and sometimes I enjoy this, and there are times when I just don't feel inspired to paint and I do other things. And it's all a play. And yeah, I'm still, learning with all of this, but I stay curious. So see where your life is taking you, your creativity is taking you, and see what could you do differently today than you've done it yesterday. And that is a change. And rise beyond the present time. Because there's something that is lowering your potential, and it feels like pain, because suppressed potential turns into pain. And when you suppress something that you know you can be or you can become, you will always feel like it's not okay. It's not okay. And sometimes it happens because of other people. Sometimes it happens because of certain events in our lives. We put ourselves into a position where we don't allow ourselves to be fully expressed, to really show up as who we are, not who they want us to be. Sometimes life may put you into this kind of a position. And when it happens, you need to know that nothing is more valuable than you knowing yourself and you expressing yourself. When these circumstances don't allow you to do that, well, maybe you are in a wrong environment. Maybe you're surrounded with wrong people. Maybe you need some solitude. Maybe you need to be somewhere else. Maybe you need to move, to change a job, or whatever it is. That's when we start seeing 5s, usually. When we are actually being encouraged, you feel you wanted to change a job or you wanted to start this art journey and you were afraid. This is your encouragement. Rise, my friend, and do it. Go on, try it out. Start educating yourself about these skills. That's how you will tap into the eternal love that will introduce you to very interesting breakthroughs that will happen, as I said in the previous video, most probably at the bottom. You will feel you're at the bottom, but then something will happen. Not because you waited it, not because you expected it, but because you almost quitted, because you almost gave up. That's why it will happen, because life is pushing you really to the edges of your boundaries, only so you recognize that all these boundaries were an illusion. And only when you really push through them, you recognize there's a whole new life outside of what you know. And it's almost impossible to put all of this into words. You just need to experience it. So experience it. This is an encouragement for you. Allow yourself to embrace the new beginnings unfolding before you. Know that every shift, no matter how daunting it may seem, is paving the way for your soul's highest evolution. And that's how this time I feel for many of us. So to those of you who feel like this right at this moment, I celebrate you. I love you. Don't forget to be proud of yourself for where you are. Don't forget to be grateful for how far you've come. Don't forget to appreciate all the steps you've taken to get to where you are today. Don't forget to love yourself for getting to where you are today, because you've been hard on yourself. You've been very tough towards yourself, which is okay. We need that. But you also need to love yourself, to recognize that sometimes it's not being tough on you that will help you to see how beautiful you are. Sometimes you need to really pull off the curtain of being tough and recognize the softness of you as well. Recognize the authenticity of you. Recognize what makes you unique. Recognize what makes you beautiful. Recognize what makes you interesting and not normal. What makes you not normal? People got so used to this, like, be normal. But what is normal? If normal is copying everybody else so we would not stand out and be judged, it's not normal, it's sick. So recognize what makes you not normal and embrace it. And find the courage to be disliked sometimes by others and loved by the divine. Know that divine loves you in any way. You can be like this and like that, doesn't matter. But when you embrace the divine within you, you will recognize that it takes you, it encourages you to live in it, to express it, to do something interesting with it that will make your life more playful, more interesting, more beautiful. So it's not like you should do it or you have to do it to be loved by the divine. It's not like that. You are already loved. You are already enough to be loved. It's not that. It's that your life will become more playful and interesting if you embrace it and learn to express it in a way that's playful to you. Not because you want to be spiritual or you want to do something spiritual, but because it feels like a play to you. It feels like a beautiful dance. That's why I want to encourage you to follow that sign. So my friends, I hope you found a great value in today's message. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting called The Spirit Guide. You have it within you. You know when your inner guide says something and you listen, good things happen after that, right? So I'm sending you lots of love, my friends. Thanks to everyone for supporting my art in our store, AttractPassion.com. You're very appreciated. Thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community, for supporting this channel. Until next time, one love.